Martell Holt has always been at the center of drama, both on-screen and off-screen. For years, fans have followed his ups and downs, particularly his messy divorce from Melody Holt, his ex-wife and fellow star of Love and Marriage Huntsville. But just when we thought things might settle down, Martell has done it again, this time, making a dramatic entrance at the Love and Marriage Huntsville movie premiere that left everyone talking. What was supposed to be a glamorous event quickly turned into a chaotic night of shade, confrontations, and unexpected behavior that shocked even the most seasoned reality TV fans. Let's dive into what really went down that night and how Martell's actions have once again made headlines. The night was supposed to be a celebration, a chance for the cast and fans to gather, enjoy the premiere of the much-anticipated Love and Marriage Huntsville movie, and bask in the glory of the show's success. The red carpet was rolled out, the cameras were ready, and everyone was dressed to impress. But when Martell Holt arrived, it was clear that this wasn't going to be just another premiere party. Martell showed up late, fashionably late, one might say, but late enough to make people question his intentions. As the rest of the cast mingled, posed for pictures, and interacted with fans, Martell stayed to himself. His mood was off, and anyone who was close enough could feel it. It wasn't just his late arrival that was odd, it was the palpable tension that seemed to follow him everywhere he went. He wasn't there to celebrate the movie. He wasn't there to support the show. He was there to make a statement. The first sign of trouble came when Melody Holt, Martell's ex-wife, walked onto the red carpet. Fans cheered, photographers snapped away, and the energy in the room shifted. But instead of doing what you'd expect from someone in Martell's position, maybe offering a polite nod, a smile, or acknowledging her presence, he gave her nothing. No smile. No wave. No sign of recognition whatsoever. Instead, Martell stood there with a cold, icy expression. His behavior was a far cry from the drama-filled moments viewers are used to seeing on the show. But this was different. This was real life. And his cold treatment of Melody was hard to ignore. As Melody walked the carpet with grace and poise, Martell's body language was unmistakable. His bitterness was on full display for everyone to see. The fans and onlookers couldn't help but wonder, was this just another chapter in the ongoing saga of their public feud, or was it something deeper? For anyone who follows Love and Marriage Huntsville, this cold shoulder wasn't exactly a surprise, but it still made the tension in the room undeniable. But what happened after the red carpet was even more shocking. Once the premiere event wrapped up and the after-party began, things escalated. Guests were ready to relax and enjoy the rest of the evening, but Martell had other plans. He wasn't there to have fun, he was there to stir the pot, and that's exactly what he did. Martell, still seething with frustration over the night's events, entered the after-party with a chip on his shoulder, ready to confront anyone who had a problem with him. And it didn't take long for the drama to unfold. The first major confrontation came when Martell crossed paths with none other than Mona Scott-Young, the executive producer behind Love and Marriage Huntsville. Mona, who is no stranger to drama, has seen it all. But even she wasn't prepared for Martell's attitude that night. According to eyewitnesses, Martell confronted Mona with a sharp remark about how the show portrayed him. He allegedly told her, "I'm not the villain, Mona," his words dripping with frustration. Mona, ever the professional, didn't take the bait. She kept her composure and calmly walked away, but Martell wasn't done. He continued to push, making jabs and trying to get a reaction out of her. The tension in the room was growing thicker by the second. It was clear that Martell wasn't there to have a peaceful conversation. He wanted to make everyone uncomfortable. And that's exactly what he did, but just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, Martell took things to a shocking new level. In a moment that left everyone stunned, Martell allegedly slapped Mona Scott-Young. Yes, you heard that right. A slap. At a Hollywood movie premiere after-party. At first, some people thought they might have imagined it. But those who were there saw it with their own eyes. The slap wasn't just an impulsive act of aggression. It was a release of years of pent-up frustration, finally spilling over in the most public way possible. The slap wasn't just about Martell's anger toward Mona, it was about his personal struggles, his grievances with the show, and his frustration with the way he's been portrayed. The emotional weight behind the slap was undeniable, but Mona didn't retaliate. Instead, she walked away, keeping her composure, her calm exterior never wavering. Martell's behavior, however, had left everyone in shock. The night was no longer about the movie premiere. It had become all about Martell's outbursts, and the after-party was now a spectacle for all the wrong reasons. As if the slap wasn't enough, Martell's night was far from over. In an even more shocking turn of events, Martell turned his attention to Miss Wanda, another cast member from Love and Marriage Huntsville. For those who are familiar with the show, you know that Miss Wanda is never shy about speaking her mind. She's been involved in her own share of drama, stirring the pot and throwing shade at anyone who crosses her path. But no one expected Martell to target her at that moment, especially after. Martell, still angry and fuming from his altercation with Mona, made his way over to Miss Wanda, who was talking to a group of friends at the bar. As he approached her, the room seemed to freeze. Miss Wanda, clearly caught off guard, didn't have a chance to respond before Martell blurted out accusations. "You've been running your mouth about me for years," he allegedly said, his voice dripping with anger. Miss Wanda didn't back down. "You know nothing about me, Martell," she shot back, standing her ground. But Martell wasn't finished yet. In a fit of rage, he grabbed a drink off a nearby table and threw it in Miss Wanda's direction. The drink splashed across the crowd, narrowly missing her but drenching several other partygoers in the process. The crowd was stunned. This wasn't just an argument, it was a full-blown scene, and Martell was at the center of it. Martell didn't stop there. He continued to mock Miss Wanda, calling her a side character in a story no one cares about. The tension in the room was palpable, and no one knew how to react. Some people started whispering that Martell was losing control, and it seemed like things were about to spiral even further, but just when it seemed like Martell couldn't do anything more to escalate the situation, someone else entered the room. The door swung open, and all eyes immediately turned to the newcomer. It was none other than Melody Holt. The crowd went silent. Melody's presence immediately shifted the energy in the room. Martell, who had been the center of attention for most of the night, froze as soon as he saw her. This wasn't just any ex-wife encounter. This was the ex-wife, the one who had been the source of so much of his personal drama. And everyone knew that her arrival meant one thing: the real showdown was about to begin. But instead of confronting Martell directly, Melody did something unexpected. She turned her back on him, facing the crowd instead. She didn't engage with Martell or give him the satisfaction of a dramatic confrontation. Instead, she addressed the room, her voice loud and clear. "I didn't come here to entertain this nonsense," she said. "I'm done with the drama." Her words left everyone in the room stunned. Melody wasn't there to feed into the drama anymore. She was done with it. And then she made a statement that would change everything: "If you all want a show, then let's give them one." For a moment, the room was frozen in anticipation. What did Melody mean by that? Was she about to reveal something bigger than all the drama with Martell? Was she about to expose a secret that would blow everything wide open? The tension in the room was thick, and everyone was hanging on her every word. What came next shocked everyone even more. Melody turned to Miss Wanda, who was still recovering from her earlier altercation with Martell. "You've got a lot to say, but do you know the truth about what's really been going on?" Melody asked, her voice dripping with power. "This story is bigger than just what you've heard." The crowd went silent. Melody was about to drop a bombshell, and everyone could feel it. She wasn't just talking about the drama with Martell. She was talking about something bigger, something deeper, and then, with one final statement, Melody revealed it all. "This isn't just about me and Martell," she said. "You've all been fed lies. And tonight, I'm going to set the record straight." The room was left in shock. Melody wasn't just going to take the back seat anymore. She wasn't just going to let Martell control the narrative. She was here to take her power back. And by the look on Martell's face, he knew that things were about to change forever. what followed was a conversation about manipulation, about how the producers behind Love and Marriage Huntsville had played a role in shaping the public's perception of Melody. Melody wasn't just calling out Martell. She was calling out everyone who had tried to make her the villain in her own story. And as she dropped bombshell after bombshell, it became clear that the night of drama was only the beginning.